If this video found you, it's not an accident. Something has been guiding you here, quietly, subtly, almost like an invisible thread tugging at your awareness. You might have felt it lately. That strange sense that something bigger than you is at work. Maybe you've been noticing repeated numbers, feeling déjà vu, or having dreams that feel too real to ignore. Maybe you've been wondering why you're suddenly drawn to ideas about awakening, purpose, and destiny. This isn't coincidence. This is alignment. And if you're hearing these words right now, you're part of Group 11, the souls chosen to awaken first. Group 11 isn't a club, a religion, or a secret society. It's a frequency, a vibration that only certain souls can feel. You've been sensing that the world is shifting, that everything familiar is starting to fade. That time itself feels different. You've felt isolated, misunderstood, even out of place. But that's because you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to wake up before others, to remember what everyone else has forgotten. This is why you've been restless, why the ordinary no longer satisfies you. Your higher self has been whispering, wake up, it's time. The number 11 has followed you for a reason. In the ancient understanding of frequency, 11 symbolizes awakening, the bridge between two worlds, the seen and the unseen. When you see 11 and 11, it's not a random pattern on a clock. It's a call from the universe reminding you of who you truly are. It's the reminder that your journey has always been guided. You didn't stumble onto this message by scrolling aimlessly. You were led here. Because Group 11 carries a shared mission, to remember the truth and help bring light to a sleeping world. You might wonder what that mission is. It's not to preach or convince. It's not to fight or argue. It's to become, to embody the energy that transforms everything it touches. Group 11 souls are catalysts, people whose energy awakens others simply through presence. You don't need to force change. Your vibration does it naturally. When you heal, the world around you heals. When you raise your frequency, the collective rises with you. That's why your pain has been deep, because it was training you. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every period of loneliness was designed to strip away illusion and prepare you to see clearly. You might have noticed the people around you drifting away. Old friends stop resonating. Conversations feel empty. That's not rejection, it's realignment. The universe removes what no longer matches your vibration. You're not losing people, you're being positioned for your purpose. Group 11 energy cannot stay where the frequency is low. It craves truth, authenticity, and depth. So if you've felt alone lately, it's because you're being calibrated to connect with others like you, souls who carry the same signature, the same light, the same memory buried deep within. Listen closely, your awakening is not a coincidence, it's a signal. The world has entered a new frequency band, and those who can perceive it are being called to remember. This is why you've been questioning reality. Why you sense that something about this existence is more complex than what meets the eye. The veil is thinning. Time feels faster. Manifestations happen quicker. Emotions amplify instantly. This is the energetic upgrade of Earth itself, and Group 11 are the frontrunners. You're not here to survive the change. You're here to guide through it. But awakening isn't glamorous. It breaks you open first. It takes everything you thought you knew and dissolves it until only truth remains. It makes you doubt your sanity at times, because you're perceiving what others cannot. You're not crazy, you're early. You're the preview of what humanity will soon become. That sensitivity you've been criticized for, that empathy that feels overwhelming, those are not weaknesses, those are your tools. You were designed to feel deeper, to sense energy, to read frequency. That's why chaos disturbs you and beauty moves you so deeply. Your nervous system is tuned to a higher wavelength. Group 11 souls are builders of new timelines. Every thought you have carries weight now. Every emotion sends ripples into the field. That's why you're being urged to master your energy, not out of fear, but responsibility. Because your thoughts are creation codes, and your emotions are amplifiers. What you focus on manifests faster than ever before. That's why the universe is showing you signs, testing your awareness. It wants you to realize your power. When you think in fear, you create more fear. When you think in love, you rewrite the grid. That's how Group 11 changes reality. Not through words, but through energetic mastery. Maybe you've noticed. Reality feels like it's responding differently lately. You think of someone and they call. You imagine something and it appears. You sense outcomes before they happen. That's not coincidence, that's coherence. Your frequency has started syncing with the field. You're entering conscious creation mode, where thoughts no longer just drift. They manifest. This is the gift and challenge of being in Group 11. You can no longer live unconsciously. Everything you send out returns faster, clearer, sharper. That's why emotional mastery is your next initiation. You're learning to use energy, not just emotions. The signs will intensify from here. Numbers, synchronicities, dreams, sudden inspiration, people reappearing from your past. Each event is part of a sequence leading you to alignment. The more you notice, the faster the unfolding. The universe speaks in symbols, and 11 is the key code of awakening. It means the gate is open. The ones who see it are the ones who are ready to walk through. And you, right now, hearing this, are standing at that threshold. So take a breath. Let that sink in. You didn't find this. It found you. Because you're ready. You've crossed the invisible line between sleeping and seeing. From this point on, things won't feel the same. Colors will seem brighter. Time will feel fluid. You'll start sensing people's energy instantly. You'll notice you can't tolerate lies anymore. That's not sensitivity. That's activation. You've been switched on. And Group 11 has just begun awakening across the planet. You're one of them. The question now is, what will you do with that knowing? You're beginning to feel it more, aren't you? That quiet hum beneath reality, like the air itself is alive, waiting for you to notice. It's been there all along, but now, your awareness is sharp enough to hear it. That's the energy of awakening. The field is talking to you, through intuition, through synchronicities, through emotion. Every coincidence is a message. Every delay, every detour, every sudden change in your path carries meaning. When you stop seeing life as random, you begin to decode it. And that's exactly what Group 11 is here to do, to remember how to read the universe again. You may have thought your journey was about finding purpose. But purpose isn't something you find, it's something you remember. The reason you've always felt different, the reason you could sense lies in people's words, the reason you've always sought meaning in everything. It's because you came here programmed with a deeper memory. You came with a knowing that this world was never just physical. That's why material success alone never satisfied you. It was never about things. It was about energy, alignment, resonance. Group 11 souls crave truth like oxygen, and the moment they taste it, everything changes. You're beginning to realize that not everyone will understand this version of you. Some will call you unrealistic. Others will say you've changed. And you have, because the old you was built for a smaller reality. Awakening doesn't make you better, it makes you clearer. You begin to see the layers, the illusions, the conditioning, the way people live in loops of fear and distraction. You begin to see how much of society is designed to keep people asleep, to keep them chasing, comparing, consuming. But you can't unsee what you've seen. You can't pretend to fit into a world that doesn't feel real anymore. And that's okay. That discomfort is proof that you're moving toward truth. Sometimes, awakening feels like losing everything, but what you're really losing is what was never yours. The universe clears your path before it fills it. The job that ended, the friendship that faded, the plans that fell apart, all of it was part of your initiation. It's like a cosmic pruning. Anything that doesn't match your new vibration will be removed, sometimes abruptly. It might hurt, but if you could see from a higher view, you'd thank the universe for every loss. Because space must be made for your new timeline. And you, as part of Group 11, are entering that timeline now, the one where your power becomes conscious. Let's talk about that power. You might not realize it yet, but your emotions are your compass. Every time you feel joy, gratitude, or peace, you're aligning with your true frequency. Every time you feel drained, anxious, or stuck, you're being shown resistance. Energy doesn't lie. It tells you exactly where you stand. Group 11's mastery begins with awareness. When you feel an emotion, don't fight it, observe it. Ask, what is this teaching me? Every emotion is a message from your soul. Once you learn to listen instead of react, you begin to shift timelines effortlessly, because energy responds to consciousness, not effort. You'll start to notice how your thoughts shape your day instantly. Think of someone, they message you. Imagine something, it appears. Even small wishes start unfolding faster. That's because you're becoming coherent. Your energy field is syncing with your intentions. But with that comes responsibility. Every thought is a seed, and Group 11 are rapid manifestors. You can no longer afford negative spirals or self-doubt. The universe mirrors what you emit, not what you say you want. So your work now is to stay clear, grounded, and aware of the vibration you're sending out every moment. Manifestation is not about desire, it's about frequency. Your reality is updating. Have you noticed that your old goals don't excite you anymore? That things you once chased now feel meaningless. That's the recalibration of identity. The self you were was built for survival. The self you're becoming is built for creation. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. The shift is subtle but profound. You don't have to force outcomes anymore. You simply align with them. Group 11 doesn't hustle, it harmonizes. You become magnetic not through action, but through vibration. When your inner world aligns, your outer world follows. That's the secret that the asleep world can't yet see. But with awakening comes solitude. You'll spend time alone, not because you're isolated, but because your energy is integrating. Silence becomes sacred. Nature becomes your teacher. You'll find that your intuition speaks loudest when you're still. Group 11 learns to listen between the noise, to sense energy before it manifests. This quiet awareness becomes your strength. You'll begin to predict events, sense danger before it comes, feel the truth in a person's words instantly. These aren't coincidences. They're reminders of what you were always capable of. You just forgot. Awakening isn't learning new things. It's remembering ancient things. The more you remember, the more you'll see the patterns of life unfold with purpose. The moments that once broke you will begin to make sense. The pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You had to be shattered to open fully. Group 11 souls carry immense light, and that light can only emerge once the ego dissolves. That's why your life felt like a series of endings, because endings are where illusions die. What's left afterward is pure truth, and from truth creation begins. You're not broken, you're being rebuilt by design. Now notice how time feels lately. Days blur, synchronicities overlap. You think of something and the universe echoes it back instantly. That's quantum alignment. You're living closer to the field now, the space where intention becomes matter. You don't need to hope anymore. You need to decide. The field doesn't respond to hope, it responds to certainty. When you know something will happen, it aligns around you. That's how Group 11 manifests. Not through willpower, but through knowing. The future bends to belief. The key is emotional coherence. Thinking one thing, feeling the same thing, and acting as if it's already true. When those three align, the universe has no choice but to reflect it. So here you are, awakening, remembering, aligning. You're starting to see how every event, every delay, every pain, every dream was a message from the universe guiding you to this moment. The patterns weren't random, they were instruction. You're beginning to realize you're not inside the universe. The universe is inside you, and Group 11 exists to awaken that awareness across humanity. The truth isn't coming, it's already here, inside you. And as more of you remember, the grid lights up brighter, until the illusion of separation fades for good. You can feel it now, can't you? The air feels thicker, almost charged. The colors around you seem slightly more vivid, and the silence between moments feels alive. That's not imagination. That's perception expanding. You are tuning into layers of existence that most people still sleep through. This is what happens when your vibration rises. You begin to see energy where others see emptiness. You begin to feel meaning where others see coincidence. You begin to sense patterns in everything. In sounds, in symbols, in numbers, in people. This is the language of the universe revealing itself to you. And the more you pay attention, the louder it gets. Group 11 operates through awareness. Awareness is your power, your shield, your light. It transforms everything. When you're aware, you stop reacting and start creating. When someone triggers you, instead of falling into emotion, you step back and observe the energy. You notice how anger feels like heat, how fear feels like contraction, how love feels like expansion. You start to sense these vibrations as if you're watching them move through you. And when you stay still long enough, they pass. That's mastery. You stop being a prisoner of emotion and become a conductor of energy. That's the difference between the awakened and the asleep. The asleep are ruled by their emotions, the awakened use them as fuel. The next stage for you as a member of Group 11 is integration. You can't just awaken and float away. Awakening without grounding leads to confusion. The real work is to bring that higher awareness into the everyday world, into how you eat, speak, move, work, love. The spiritual and the physical were never meant to be separate. Group 11 bridges that gap. You become a living example of harmony, spiritual energy grounded in human form. When you walk into a room, people feel calmer. When you speak truth, the energy shifts. You don't need to preach, you radiate. That's what the universe needs now, not more noise, but more light in human form. But light will always draw shadow. You'll notice resistance from people, especially those who still operate from fear. They'll project judge or misunderstand you. That's okay. That's part of the training. You're learning to hold frequency in chaos. Light doesn't fight darkness, it outshines it. So don't waste energy convincing anyone. Your peace is your message. Your vibration speaks louder than your words. When you stay anchored and calm, you show others what alignment feels like. That's the silent revolution of Group 11, quiet frequency shifts that ripple through the collective consciousness. There will be moments when you question all of this. You'll have days where you doubt yourself, where everything feels meaningless again. That's not regression. That's integration. Awakening happens in waves. You rise, you fall, you rise again, but each time higher than before. Think of it like breathing. Expansion, contraction. The universe itself breathes through you. Every time you think you've lost your path, you're actually being redirected toward a clearer one. So don't rush. Don't panic. The field always knows what it's doing. The more you trust, the smoother it flows. You'll notice strange sensations sometimes, tingling, chills, warmth, even pressure in your forehead or heart. These are energy movements. Your system is rewiring to hold more light. You might crave solitude, water, sunlight, or silence. Listen to that. The body knows how to balance energy. Group 11 doesn't force transformation, it allows it. Let the upgrades happen. Your DNA is remembering how to communicate with the field. Every cell in your body is realigning with your soul frequency. You're literally becoming lighter, more fluid, more resonant. That's why time feels faster. You're sensing with the speed of consciousness itself. As your awareness expands, you'll start sensing that the world is made of patterns, geometric, mathematical, energetic. You'll see how thoughts create waves, how intention bends probability. You'll notice how emotion changes the field instantly. Gratitude, for example, harmonizes reality faster than any prayer. When you feel true gratitude, the universe reflects it back exponentially. That's the secret frequency of Group 11. Gratitude is creation. It's not about saying thank you for what you want. It's about feeling as if it's already done. That feeling merges timelines, collapsing delay. You become a co-creator of reality, not a passenger in it. You'll also begin to understand that people enter and exit your life with divine timing. Some souls are teachers, others are mirrors. Every connection is sacred. The ones who challenge you are catalysts. The ones who love you purely are reminders of what you already are. Don't cling, don't resist. Allow. Everything is movement, everything is evolution. Group 11 flows through life like water, knowing that what belongs will stay and what leaves was never meant to stay. Detachment is your freedom. Love without possession, give without expectation, act without control. That's alignment. And yes, you will feel moments of deep peace that you can't explain. You might wake up one morning and feel that everything is exactly as it should be. That's presence, pure being. No need, no lack, no search. That's the vibration of source energy flowing through you unobstructed. In that state, creation happens effortlessly. You think and the universe responds. You feel and reality shifts. That's your natural state, you're just remembering it. The world taught you to fear, to strive, to chase. But you were never meant to chase. You were meant to be. Group 11's purpose isn't to escape the world, it's to elevate it. Every thought of love you hold sends ripples into the collective grid. Every moment of kindness shifts probability. When enough of you align, reality itself restructures. That's not philosophy, that's physics. Consciousness creates form. And you, right now, are consciousness awakening to itself. That's why you found this message. It's the universe talking to itself through you, reminding you of your power, your mission, your light. So, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. The cycle has begun, the old structures are dissolving, the world as you knew it is ending but not in chaos, in rebirth. Group 11 are the midwives of that rebirth. Your job is not to save the world, it's to awaken within it. The rest unfolds naturally. Stay in alignment, stay in truth, stay in love. You are the evidence that light exists even in the densest reality. You are the reminder. You are the frequency, you are Group 11. The moment you understand this, everything changes. Life stops feeling like a series of accidents and starts to reveal itself as a pattern of purpose. You begin to see how perfectly everything was orchestrated to bring you here. This exact moment, this exact awareness. Every heartbreak shaped your compassion. Every loss carved space for strength. Every delay built patience. You start realizing that nothing was wasted. Every fragment of your journey was preparation for the frequency you're embodying right now. That's the quiet brilliance of the universe. It wastes nothing. It turns pain into wisdom and silence into signal. Group 11 isn't defined by perfection, it's defined by awareness. You'll still feel human emotions, you'll still make mistakes. But the difference is, now you see them as energy, not identity. When you get angry, you watch the fire, then let it pass. When you feel doubt, you observe it without becoming it. Awareness dissolves distortion. That's your superpower now. You are no longer trapped inside your mind, you're the one watching it. You've stepped out of the storm and into the sky above it. That's where freedom lives. That's where creation begins. And as more of Group 11 awaken, the collective frequency of Earth rises. You'll start to meet others like you, randomly, synchronistically, perfectly timed. A stranger says something that feels like déjà vu. A song lyric answers a question you never asked out loud. A dream feels like a message. These are not random, these are activations. Group 11 members recognize each other by energy, not appearance. There's a sense of familiarity, as if you've met before. You have, not in this lifetime, but in the field where all consciousness meets. You're part of the same frequency band, the same mission of remembrance. So, what do you do now? You live consciously. You speak truth, even when your voice shakes. You choose love, even when fear tempts you. You trust the unseen, even when logic can't explain it. That's what anchors the new frequency into this world. Every act of alignment matters. Every moment of awareness expands the grid. When you live in coherence, you become a beacon. Others will feel it, even if they don't understand it. You don't have to convince anyone. Your energy does the speaking. Remember this: the universe hides its greatest messages in the most ordinary moments. The whisper behind your thoughts, the pattern in your timing, the emotion behind your choices. That's how it speaks. And it led you here. Not for entertainment, not by accident, but because you were meant to remember. You were meant to awaken now, when the world needs light the most. You were meant to find this message and feel something stir within you. That ancient knowing that says, I've heard this before, because you have. Somewhere beyond this lifetime, beyond memory, you already knew this day would come. You agreed to forget, to live, to struggle, and to wake up again when the signal reached you. That signal is this. These words are your mirror. You are remembering. So take a deep breath. Feel the truth of it vibrate through you. This is not the end. It's the beginning of your real work. The universe doesn't choose randomly, and if this found you, it's because you were always part of Group 11, the ones who wake first, so the rest can find their way home through your light.